What is good, everybody? It is your boy, the one and only King Tiffany, y'all. We back here for another episode, y'all. Episode 39, y'all. We back here for episode 39, y'all. We're moving all the way up, y'all. Guess what? We're a week away from WrestleMania 41. Y'all, we're a week away from WrestleMania 41. Damn, WrestleMania came fast, y'all. We're almost there, y'all. WrestleMania, we're almost here. This shit is crazy, man. I can't wait for it. So make sure y'all tune in for WrestleMania. And like I said, every week, make sure y'all tune in to Raw and Smack. Oh, alright. Also, y'all appreciate the comments. Like I be saying every week, man. Make sure y'all keep the comments going. Let's get this algorithm going up, y'all. Appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Sorry. Wait away. Thank y'all, man. Appreciate it. Man, thank y'all for the new subscribers, man. The new subscribers are going up. So yeah, so now we're gonna be on the road to 10K, y'all. We're on the road to 10K while we're still on the road to WrestleMania. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers, y'all. So make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe to the one and only King Tyson on the Raw SmackDown, alright? So yeah, it's gonna be a late put out this week. But anyway, how was the weekend, man? The weekend is over. It's a new week. It's a new week. It's a new beginning of the week, man. We starting it all over, man. So make sure y'all, take it easy out there. It's gonna be a nice week ahead of us. So yeah, man. So hopefully our weekend was successful, productive, and stress-free, like I said for the last episodes. All right. So like I say every week, not Raw, but SmackDown. SmackDown was lit. SmackDown was crazy as hell, man. I can't believe what went down on SmackDown. But anyway, so yeah. So we're going to do what we do, and we're going to get into the Raw SmackDown, and we're going to talk about SmackDown. Let's get into Friday Night SmackDown, y'all. Gosh almighty no. So remember last week, y'all, on SmackDown, Kevin Owens told Nick Aldis that he had to opt out of WrestleMania 41. He had to get emergency neck surgery. Man, and Randy Orton was pissed. Randy Orton comes out, and Nick Aldis tells Randy Orton that he doesn't have a match. He's like, you know what this means? You don't got a match for WrestleMania 41. So Randy Orton does what Randy Orton does, y'all. He ended up RKO'ing Nick Aldis. Randy Orton RKO Nick Aldis ass. I was like, holy shit. So the shit is crazy. So Randy Orton was like, he don't give a damn. You ain't gotta put on your goddamn boots. Well, he was talking to Nick Aldis. He was like, he don't give a fuck if you gotta put on your goddamn boots. So I need to fight somebody at WrestleMania. So y'all put in the comments who y'all think Randy Orton will be fighting at WrestleMania 41. I don't know who his opponent could be. Who his opponent could be at WrestleMania. So yeah, put in the comments, let me know who y'all believe Randy Orton's opponent will be at WrestleMania 41, y'all. Alright? So look. So now let's get into this week on SmackDown. So this week on SmackDown, like I said, Nick Aldis comes out and he was pissed off about what we were just talking about. Randy Orton RKO'd the shit out of his ass. So Aldis invited Randy Orton's motherfucking ass out to the ring. And Randy Orton gave Nick Aldis an explanation of why he did it. Randy Orton says him and Nick are even because of last year. Last year, Randy Orton RKO'd Nick Aldis before. So I forgot what it was last year. But anyway, so Randy Orton RKO'd Nick Aldis. And he was like, I paid you double for last year. He said, last year I paid you double. So we're even. Remember, we're even. So I paid you for last year and this year. So I ain't got to pay you shit. So, like I'm saying, Randy Orton said he needs a match at WrestleMania real bad. He needs a match really, really bad, y'all. Who is going to be his WrestleMania opponent? So Nick Aldis says, so it continues. Nick Aldis was like, this is not about money, man. He's like, this is not about money. This is about respect. He said, I want you to respect me. And Randy Orton was like, man, I respect you. What are you talking about? I know you for like 20 years. So he said, but if I don't get a match at WrestleMania 41, it's gonna be some motherfucking problems.
Come on now, dog.
around this bitch. So Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga end up coming out. It was like, what the hell is he doing out here? So Solo comes out and was like, Randy, well, he was like, nigga, let's tell Randy what to get the fuck out this ring. He out here crying and shit. Give me a match. So Solo was like, man, the werewolf, Jacob Fatu, is he's going to WrestleMania and he's going to take the title away from LA Knight. He's going to become the new Men's United States champion. So Randy Orton was pissed off. He was like, come on. He was telling Tama Tonga and Solo Sikoa to get in the ring. He was like, because over the last week I had, he said, I need to fight somebody right now. He was pissed off. He was like, the voices in my head is telling me to beat the shit out of y'all. He's telling me to beat the shit out of y'all. He's all pissed off too. So Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga got in the ring, and Randy Orton ended up fighting both of their ass. So Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga ended up jumping on Randy Orton, beating the shit out of Randy Orton. So Randy Orton getting stomped out and punched out and shit. And all of a sudden, the one and only, y'all, the one and only LA Knight comes out, and he comes out to help Randy Orton and LA Knight take out Tama Tonga and Solo Sikoa. So LA Knight was like, tonight it'll be me and Randy versus Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga. He asked Nick Aldis was like, yeah, let's make that fucking match official. Well, we didn't say official because that's Adam Pearce shit. That's Adam Pearce shit, official. But anyway, he was like, let's make it. So later on, we're gonna talk about the main event. It's gonna be LA Knight and Randy Orton versus Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga, y'all. Alright, so we're gonna move right along, y'all. We're gonna move right along to Bayley and Lyra was in a tag team gauntlet match. They had to face like three or four tag teams, yeah. So the first tag team they had to face was Pure Fusion Collective, PFC. Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. That's who Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark versus Bayley and Lyra by Carrier. And Liv Morgan and Raquel was ringside. So the winner of this gauntlet will face Liv Morgan and Raquel at WrestleMania 41 for the Women's Tag Team Championship. So Bayley and Lyra had a time on their hand. Bayley and Lyra had a fight on their hand. They had to fight multiple tag teams, man. They was doing anything, put it like that. So let's go with the first match. So the first match, like I said, they had to face Shayna and Zoe. The match was short-lived. It was surprisingly short-lived. Lyra Vicaria ended up doing a roll-up pin to Zoe Stark. She did a roll-up pin to Zoe Stark, and the ref counted to 3, and that was it. Shayna was shocked like a motherfucker. She was shocked. She was like, oh my God, what the fuck? That match He was shocked like a motherfucker. So the next match was, they ended quick too. Bayley ended up pinning Maxine. It was Maxine and Natalia versus Lyra Vicaria and Bayley. And that was crazy. So Natalia asked to get tagged in. She had her hand out to get tagged in, but Maxine ignored the tag. She tried to put, I guess, Bayley in some type of sharpshooter. She tried to put her ass in the sharpshooter. But Bayley rolled her ass up into a pin, and the ref counted to 3, and that was it. Natalia was pissed the fuck off. She was mad as hell. She was mad as hell, y'all. I was like, oh shit. So continue on. The next team that came out was Katana and Kaden Carter. That match was crazy. So let's talk about a little highlights of that match. We're talking about the highlight of the match. All right. So look, Kaden and Katana Chance and Kaden Carter. Katana Chance and Kaden Carter was the next team to come out to face Lyra and Bayley. The match ended fast. We're gonna end that match with Lyra. She did her finishing move to Kaden, and that was it. That was the match right there. Lyra and Bayley ended up winning the match. So Liv and Raquel was pissed off. You see it in their face. It was mad as hell. They was like, what? These motherfucking bitches is winning matches like this? They was going through all the women's tag teams. So the next match was B-Fab and not the next match, yeah. Well, the next match was B-Fab and B-Chin, I get her name right. B-Fab and B-Chin versus Bayley and Lyra. So B-Fab and B-Chin was doing their thing. They did a good ass job working together. But later on, Bayley ended up doing this rose plank to B-Fab. And then that was it. Bayley pinned B-Fab, and that was the match. So the last match, y'all, the last match of the gauntlet was was Alba Fire and Piper Niven. And they was on fire. They came out dominating the match. So Alba Fire was taking it to Bayley. Alba Fire took control of that match. They ended up taking out, like I said, taking out Bayley. So after Alba Fire and Piper Niven was taking control of the match, Bayley finally tagged Lyra vicarious in. Lyra was on fire. She took out Piper from the top ropes, y'all. She took out Alba Fire. She took both of them out. So Lyra ended up doing a power bomb to Piper Niven with the help of Bayley outside the ring. And then Piper Niven ended up popping out at the 1 count. After she got back in the ring, Piper Niven popped up at the 1 count. We thought it was over, y'all. I thought it was the match. I said, holy shit. So Piper and Alba Fire ended up doing tag team finishes to Bayley. The tag team finished to Bayley, but Lyra ended up stopping the count. Lyra saves the match. So Lyra ended up saving the match. Bayley did her finishing move to Alba again, y'all. She did her finishing move to Alba. And then Lyra did a powerful leg drop to Alba. And then she pinned her, and that was the match. So Lyra, Vicarious, and Bayley ended up winning the match, y'all. They ended up winning the match. That shit was crazy. So now we got a new match, a new WrestleMania 41 match update. We got Lyra Vicarious and Bayley versus Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez for the Women's Tag Team Championship, y'all. So put it in the comments how y'all feel about that match. Put in the comments who y'all believe is gonna win that match right there. Gosh almighty. So later on SmackDown, we had Damian Priest. He was coming out to have a face-to-face with Drew McIntyre. So Damian Priest came out, and then a few seconds later, Drew McIntyre comes out and attacks Damian Priest from behind. Drew slams Damian's head against the motherfucking barricade and shit. Later on, Drew says he's gonna give Damian Priest a beating of a lifetime, y'all. Drew McIntyre says he's gonna beat the shit out of Damian Priest at WrestleMania 41. Remember, so now WrestleMania, remember this match, Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest is gonna be a fucking street fight, y'all. It's gonna be a street fight, so that's the type of matches I've been looking for. So put in the comments who y'all believe is gonna win. Alright? So look, Drew McIntyre had a patch over his eye. He ended up taking that shit off and says he's 100% down to fight at WrestleMania. And he says that Damian Priest, you're 100% screwed. You're 100% screwed. So Damian and Drew ended up fighting inside the ring. Damian Priest ended up coming back out. So Damian Priest and Drew ended up fighting inside the ring and shit. So Drew hits Damian with the steel steps, y'all. Drew hits Damian with the fucking steel steps. And after that, Drew McIntyre got on top of the steel steps and gave Damian Priest a future shot, y'all. That's like basically that's a DDT on the fucking steel steps. And Damian Priest was looking all fucked up in his face like after he got DDT on the steel steps. That shit was crazy. That was crazy. So put in the comments who y'all believe is gonna win that WrestleMania, Drew McIntyre or Damian Priest. Alright? Let's move along. So we got Berto versus Ray Phoenix, y'all. Ray Phoenix at his first debut was last week on SmackDown. And Berto was talking shit. So in the match, Ray Phoenix, he ended up winning the match against Berto. So at the end of the match, Ray ended up kicking Berto in the face. He was on the top ropes. He was like walking on the top ropes. He walked on the top ropes and kicked him in his face. Then he has Berto's in the corner. He kicked him in the face again. Berto did his motherfucking finisher move to, not Berto, but Ray did his finisher move to Berto. And that was the match. So at the end of the match, Santos Escobar wanted Berto to shake Phoenix's hand. And I was like, and Los Garza was shocked. They was like, what the hell is Escobar doing? Why he wanted to shake his fucking hand? So that was a shock. We're going to talk about that later on in the show, y'all. We're going to talk about why he wants him to shake his hand. But anyway, so let's move on, y'all. Let's move on. Backstage. Backstage, we had Roxanne Perez and Tiffany Stratton go at it. They was going in on each other. So Tiffany said she's going to put Roxanne in the spotlight that she's been wanting so bad in the match. So we're going to talk about that match later on. Zelina was excited to see Chelsea Green. She had no backup in her match against Zelina later on in the match. So we're going to talk about that match. Matter of fact, let's talk about that match right now. Zelina Vega versus Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green was all by herself. So Chelsea Green ended up losing the match. She got counted out. The ref counted to 10 while she was distracted fucking around with the commentators. So the ref counted to 10 and the winner of the match was Zelina Vega. And Chelsea Green was pissed the fuck off. She was mad as hell, as she should be. As she should be. So let's keep it moving, y'all. Let's keep it moving. How y'all feeling out there? Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe to your boy, man. Keep watching, man. Keep watching. Put it in the comments what y'all like to see or what y'all don't like on the show. All right, let's keep it going. We're going all the way up in 2025. All right, so backstage, Santos Escobar said he's extremely disappointed in Berto for all that smack talk he was talking. Like I was saying earlier, he was talking shit about Phoenix. He was gonna beat the shit out of him, but he ended up losing to Phoenix. So Escobar and Angels was like, we're gonna go congratulate Phoenix. Andrade sees Berto backstage and he tells him to keep his head up. And Berto is you are a great wrestler. You are a great wrestler. And Berto looks at Andrade and was like, bitch, mind your fucking business. This ain't got shit to do with you. Alright? So keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. So our promo was we had a promo by Naomi and Jade, but the first promo was by Naomi. She was like, Naomi said there's one word that describes Jade in the word, and that word is that Jade is a motherfucking snake. She was like, Jade wouldn't been shit without Naomi. So she wouldn't been shit. She said said ever since she pushed Jade off the ledge into the car, she was like, she became the champion. She became in the spotlight. So Naomi was like, she said she's gonna do what was best for her, and she said this time she's gonna do what's best for her, and she's gonna get hers. So she was like, there's no miss. So Naomi says she is gonna do what's best for her this time, and she's gonna get hers at WrestleMania. And she says Jay needs to proceed with caution, y'all. So how y'all feel about that promo? She tells Jay to proceed with caution. So Jay had her promo next, and Jay was like, Naomi is so jealous because of her own insecurity. She's jealous because of her own insecurity with Bianca. So Jay also says that the glow is starting to fade. She's like a star when it dies, like it fades away. She says the glow is starting to fucking fade away, y'all. She says at WrestleMania, she is Naomi's biggest threat, and she said a storm is coming. Y'all believe you're gonna win that match? Jade versus Naomi at WrestleMania 41. Who is winning the match, y'all? Put it in the comments, alright? Let's get it. So look, we're gonna keep it moving. Cody Rhodes came out, y'all. Cody Rhodes came out, and they had all them old past WWE championships. They had the old Undisputed Championship that Eddie Guerrero once held. Brock Lesnar held it, Chris Jericho was the first ever, like he said, he's the first ever Undisputed Champion where he beat The Rock and Stone Cold in the same night. So that was crazy. But that's for another story. That's another story. So, Cody Rhodes comes out and he was like, he had a rebuttal to John Cena's statement about the tattoo on, Cody Rhodes got a tattoo on his neck, and John Cena said he's a fucking common fan for having that tattoo on his fucking neck. So so Cody Rhodes tells John that he's talking about that shit. He says John that he is the WWE champion, and John Cena isn't. And John Cena, you're not the WWE champion. So I don't know why he's even talking that shit. He said you would not be the 17-time champion either. So he was like, Cody Rhodes continued. He was like, he tells John that the championship would not be leaving him. He said this championship stays with us. And he raised the championship in the air. He said it stays here with the WWE and it stays here with the fans. He's like, you're not gonna retire with the championship. So what they comment, y'all? They gotta believe John Cena will retire with the WWE championship. Alright? Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. Keeping it moving. Alright? Let's do it. So look, let's get into a little announcement. Let's get into a little announcement. So next week, y'all, John Cena will be returning on Friday Night SmackDown, y'all. So make sure y'all tune in to Friday Night SmackDown for John Cena's return before WrestleMania. Guys, we're a week away from before WrestleMania, y'all. A week away is WrestleMania season. Alright, and also next Friday it will be the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. So I don't know who's gonna be in that, but we will see. So make sure y'all stay tuned. Also next week on Friday Night SmackDown, we got a 6-woman tag team match. We got Tana, Chance, Kaden Carter, and Zelina Vega versus Chelsea Green, Piper Niven, and Alba Fire. So who's winning that 6-woman tag team matchup? Put in the comments, alright? And also, we got a shocking match. I won't say a shocking match, but we got a championship, tag team championship match, that is. The Street Profits will be defending their tag team championships against the Motor City Machine Guns, MCMG. So who is winning that match right there? Alright? Let's keep it pushing. So we're gonna go back. Let's go to backstage. So they had the Street Profits backstage. They came face to face with The Miz and Carmelo. The Miz says he is mad that the Street Profits are head of the division, or the head of the tag team division on SmackDown. He says that the Street Profits is a fucking joke. And so The Miz and Carmelo's name is Carmelo Don't Miz, and they're all's him. He come over with anything. Carmelo Don't Miz and all's him. Whoop the fucking do. Come on now. But anyway, so Carmelo and The Miz, or before Carmelo and The Miz walked on. So at the end of it, Carmelo and The Miz said they want the smoke against the Street Profits. They said they want the smoke. They said fuck all that dumb shit. So get this, y'all, that they don't have a tag team match. Well, this year, WrestleMania 41, there's not a tag team championship on the line at WrestleMania. Ain't that a bitch? Ain't that a bitch? But anyway, let's get into the Tiffany Stratton versus Roxanne Perez. Remember, Tiffany Stratton said she's going to Tiffany Stratton said she's going to put Roxanne in the spotlight that she deserves. So, Tiffany, we're going to do a little bit of highlights of that. Tiffany Stratton and Roxanne end up slapping each other in the face. Roxanne tossed Tiffany Stratton to the ring post, y'all. She tossed her ass into the ring post. Then Roxanne put Tiffany Stratton to the crossface. She had her ass. I was like, damn, Roxanne is really doing her thing. Roxanne, that's why she's a former NXT champion. Women's champion, that is. So later on in the match, Tiffany Stratton did a fireman's carry to Roxanne. Tiffany Stratton did her beautiful moonsault, and the ref counted to 3, and that was the match. Tiffany Stratton wins. Well, Tiffany Stratton defeated Roxanne Perez. But after the match, y'all, after the fucking match, Charlotte Flair came out, and she attacked Tiffany from behind. Charlotte Flair tossing Tiffany Stratton over the announce table and everything. Wade Barrett got involved. Was like, hey, you need to calm your ass now. You about to get your ass fired. You ain't supposed to be here tonight. I don't even know why your ass is here. So y'all, we made it, y'all. We made it to the main event. We made it to the main fucking event. We got Randy Orton and LA Knight versus Soul Cody and Tama Tonga. Alright? This is it, y'all. This is it. So look, so we got so Randy Orton had momentum when LA Knight tagged him in. So Cody gave Randy Orton a Samoan drop, and then Tama Tonga drop kicked LA Knight out of the ring. He drop kicked him out of the ring. LA Knight, later on in the match, LA Knight had momentum. He was taking it to Tama Tonga and Cody. So Cody ended up spiking the shit out of LA Knight, y'all. He spiked the shit out of him. Randy Orton got in the ring. He knocked the shit out of Cody. He knocked him out of the ring. Randy Orton ended up RKOing. he RKO'd the shit out of Tama Tonga. And then Randy and Cody started to fight outside the ring and into the crowd, into the stands and shit, into the stadium. So LA Knight did the BMT to Tama Tonga, and the ref counted to 3, and that was the match. LA Knight and Randy Orton won the match. But after the match, y'all, the one and only Jacob Fatu comes out. He kicked the shit out of LA Knight in his face, and then he did. Then after that, Jacob Fatu went crazy. He did his finishing move, the backflips. He did that 3 times. He did backflip 3 times to LA Knight. So that's a match. Remember, LA Knight. So that's a match right there. LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu for the Men's United States Championship. Who will win that match? Well, will Jacob Fatu bring it to the bloodline, or will LA Knight remain champion? We just gonna have to find out next week at WrestleMania. What week for where, y'all? Gosh almighty. So look, y'all, that was it. That was episode 39. Y'all clocked it up. 39. That was the Raw SmackDown Raw Smack Talk. Episode 39 is down and out, y'all. Like I said every week, I appreciate y'all for watching me. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe to the boy Tyson, man. We're going up in 2025, man. I appreciate y'all, love y'all, but I gotta go today. I got to go today. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world, but you're right here with the one and only King. I see y'all on the next episode, y'all. Episode 40. Episode 40, right before WrestleMania. Episode 40. I think episode 41, episode 41 or 42 might be WrestleMania. We'll see though. Anyway, I'm out of here. See y'all next episode.